Good evening and welcome to live audio commentary of Burnley versus Luton Town for this bottom of the table clash between two teams in the relegation dogfight to try to get out of that situation. For Burnley, their record, of course, has been quite dismal lately. They do have victories over Fulham and Sheffield United and did beat Luton at Kenilworth Road earlier on this season with a Jacob Brun-Larsen goal. However, they're under pressure tonight. Luton Town can get out of the relegation zone with a victory at Turf Moor this evening. For Burnley, they can claw the gap back to Luton to 1 point. Should Luton win tonight, they will be out of the relegation zone at least until Sunday when Everton take on Aston Villa. I have alongside with me today Luke Turton. He's my co-commentator for today. Just going to bring him in briefly. Luke, would you say that Luton are the favourites today for this one?
Yes, good evening, Paul. I would say yes for this. I think Burnley are all over the place at the back. So, yeah, I'd definitely say that Luton are probably favourites for this.
Well, the crowd still filing into Turf Moor. There doesn't appear to be a lot of people here at the moment. And we'll just run through the starting lineups for you just before the players come onto the pitch. And they are as follows. For Burnley, who are managed by Vincent Kompany, they start with James Trafford in goal. Halmar Ekdal, Amin Al-Dakil, and Dara O'Shea and Vitinho are at the back four. The four in midfield are Wilson Odegaard, Josh Cullen, Josh Brownhill, the captain, and Johan Berg Gudmundsson. And up front for Burnley is Zeki Abdouni and Lyle Foster. For Luton Town, managed by Rob Edwards, they line up with Thomas Kaminski in goal. Amari Bell, the captain, Gabriel Osho and Tayden Mengi make up the three centre-backs. The wing-backs, Alfie Doherty and Chiedozie Ogbene, are joined in the centre of midfield by Ross Barkley and Albert Sambi-Lokonga. Jordan Clark and Andros Townsend are playing behind the centre-forward, Elijah Adebayo. On the bench tonight for Burnley, Jacob Brun-Larsen, Connor Roberts, CJ Egan-Riley, Arinat Muric, the substitute goalkeeper, Jack Cork, Jay Rodriguez, Mike Tresser, Anas Zaruri and Manuel Benson. For Luton Town, Corley Woodrow, Carlton Morris, Dan Potts, Tim Krul, the substitute goalkeeper, Pelly Ruddock and Panzu, Reese Burke, Ryan Giles, Tahith Chong and Luke Berry. Our official today, our referee, Tony Harrington, is age 40 from Cleveland in Teesside. Tony was promoted to the Select Group 1 referees in 2021. He's actually only officiated one Premier League game this season, which also involved Burnley in their 1-0 defeat to Manchester United. Well, we're just waiting for the players still to come out here. We've got some comments in the comments section. Mike says, hello, chaps. Great game in prospect. Come on, Burnley. James Somerville, good evening to the TC Hub and JB propping on the Turf Moor commentary booth. JB says, not actually on tonight. Paul and Luke are on tonight. Yeah, that's correct. And JB is watching the match as well. And we're just waiting for the players to come out. There appears to be some delay at the moment. We don't know whether the match has been held up for a little while. And I'm just going to see if I can get some more information on that. But I think there is a possibility the game may have been slightly delayed. Because we are now at quarter to the hour. And that was the time that was the kickoff was supposed to be at. So we're just going to take a quick break while I try and establish if there's going to be any kind of delay to the start of the match. And I'll be back with you in just a few moments here. Welcome back, and it appears my stream was a little bit delayed. So we are in fact underway now, as Luton are wearing their white shirts with the orange stripe, black shorts and orange socks. For Burnley, they're in their claret and blue shirts, blue shorts and claret socks, and they are attacking the cricket field end, which is the goal to our right. And just to inform you as well, our officials joining Tony Harrington on the line today is Darren Cann and Matthew Wilkes. Craig Pawson is the fourth official. Peter Banks and Konstantin Hazardakis are in VAR. As Burnley now start on the attack with Wilson Odegaard down the left-hand side. And Odegaard now, he's got Al-Dakhil overlapping. Al-Dakhil crosses the ball in, but it's cleared behind for the first corner of the game, as Burnley starting very, very quickly. It's taken quickly, and here's Odegaard. Odegaard drops the ball back there now to Al-Dakhil, who goes back to James Trafford. Some more comments in the comment section. Mike Harman saying, "Hi JB, hope you're well." As the ball's picked up in the middle of the park here by Doherty, who plays the ball forward there. Looking for Jordan Clark just down the left-hand side over the halfway line. Almost picked up there by Adebayo, but Burnley win the ball back and they send it back to the goalkeeper, James Trafford. Certainly not a massive crowd inside Turf Moor for such a big game tonight. It is on TV, of course, but I am really quite surprised. And it's back with James Trafford. Trafford clears the ball downfield, and it's headed up into the air there by Osho over the halfway line, but picked up just outside the centre circle. But Burnley have given the ball away now, and there is Jordan Clark. Clark drops it over on the far side looking for Doherty down the left-hand side, but it goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Burnley. So early on, Luke, your thoughts on this one so far? A bit scrappy early on, hey?
Yeah, a bit scrappy. Nobody could really get a hold of the ball, and probably what you'd expect from two teams from the bottom three, to be fair.
All right, well, Vincent Kompany, pressure mounting on him. I know there has been some Burnley fans that would like to see him gone. I don't think that's going to happen myself, Luke. I think it's probably going to be more of a long-term thing with Vincent Kompany. The throw-in is going to be taken by Burnley just inside their own half of the field. And it's taken quickly there, and it's located Lyle Foster just outside the centre circle. It's given to Al-Dakhil back inside the Burnley half of the field. Drops it back there to Ekdal, and Ekdal drops it back to James Trafford. Trafford clears downfield, and that is won back there by Osho with the header. But Lyle Foster wins the ball back, but he gives the ball away that time, and it's picked up by Ross Barkley. But that's Josh Brownhill nipping in and winning the ball back, but he is fouled by Ross Barkley, and it's going to be a free kick for Burnley just inside their own half of the field. And scrappy start by both teams as we're inside 4 minutes here. It's Burnley 0, Luton Town 0. Apologies for the delay on the start. Appears my stream was behind. Something was wrong with my stream. I'm not sure what it was exactly, but anyway, we're right where we should be now. It's James Trafford, and it's long downfield, and it's just, Ogbene just lets that ball roll behind for a goal kick. And Mike commenting there, Burnley would be foolish to sack Kompany, in my opinion. You need to stick with him, especially while being in a transfer window. That's something I actually agree with Mike on, actually, Luke. I don't know about your thoughts on it, but that's definitely something I agree with him on as the ball goes back to James Trafford. And I'll get your thoughts, Luke, on the Vincent Kompany situation. Do you think Burnley should hang on to him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not quite sure what they expected with the transfers that they made in the summer. Really, they should give him a January to try and sort it out. If it's still, well, I think it's give him a season, to be honest. I mean, you just come up. I mean, what could he really do?
Well, the throw-in is going to be taken by Amin Al-Dakhil for Burnley. About 10 yards inside his own half, but Luton win the ball back now, and it's with Mengi. Mengi drops the ball back here to Osho. It's about midway inside his own half of the field, and he drops it back to Thomas Kaminski, the goalie. And Kaminsky clears the ball right-footed downfield, but it goes over the head of Ross Barkley, and it's going to be a throw-in for Burnley. Poor ball by Kaminsky there. Burnley takes the throw-in quickly. Time to prevent this game going back. Played forward long. Just intercepting that one is the Luton skipper, Amari Bell, but he knocks the ball out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Burnley, about 6 yards inside their own half of the field, down the right-hand side. And it's Vitinho standing over this one. Mike says, I also fancy him to be able to do enough to get you out of it. That's I don't know whether that'll happen, Mike, to be honest. But here's Lyle Foster. He goes down under the challenge of Amari Bell, but it breaks loose now for Goodmanson. It gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard cuts inside, pulled back to the edge of the area to Josh Brownhill. Brownhill played square to Cullen. Cullen back to Abdouni. That's good play by Burnley. Is a chance for Goodmanson. Great save by Kaminsky. What a chance for Goodmanson there. A good save by Thomas Kaminsky. Burnley breaking open the Luton defence there. Luke, just talk us through that one for me, will you, please?
Yeah, well, the ball was slid through to Goodmanson, and he just hit it more straight at Kaminsky. If he went across the keeper, I think he had more of a chance to score from there.
Here's Doherty now for Luton on the counter-attack. Doherty, can he get the cross in? Oh, he can on the back post. He's had a bail, but he wasn't able to get there. Well, both teams really stretching each other's defence there. And that's the first bit of quality we've seen from either side in this first half, Luke.
Yeah, the Luton chance, I think the ball needed to be a bit better into Adebayo. He wasn't quick enough to get there, even though he slid. It was a bit too far in front of him, so Burnley got away with one there.
Well, goal kick by James Trafford, right-footed, downfield, just over the halfway line. And it's picked up by Abdouni. Abdouni drops it to Foster. Foster got some space in front of him. Oh, he has a shot, but it's a weak effort. And it rolls through to Thomas Kaminsky, who just falls on the ball, while Foster back in the lineup, and he's already been back in the goals with his goal against Aston Villa. What a wonderful job Lyle Foster has done this season for Burnley. Definitely Burnley's biggest goal-scoring threat this season. Mengi drops it back to Oshie. And there is Albert Sambi-Lokonga, just plays the ball there. And it's picked up in the midfield there by Jordan Clark, but Clark is alleged to have been fouled. And it's going to be a free kick, and Josh Brownhill is protesting, but referee Tony Harrington's not having anything to do with that. It does look like a bit of an interference there, but really not a lot in it, if I'm being honest. Here's Barkley. Barkley now picks up the ball, drops the ball back there to Amari Bell. It's now back with Barkley. Good long ball over on the far side to Ogbene. Ogbene, edge of the penalty area. Pulled back to Barkley with a shot. Oh, a super save from James Trafford. Oh, what a magnificent save from the young England keeper. And well, that was right to the edge of the box. Pulled back to Ross Barkley, and a super save there. We got a corner. We're going to get Luke's thoughts on that in a moment. More comments in the comments section. Joe Smoke, great stuff, Paul. Thanks very much, Joe. Corner going to be taken here for Luton, and it's going to be taken by Alfie Doherty down this right-hand side. In the middle there is Clark, lurking with intent. Burnley going to have to watch this. They've been conceding a lot from set pieces. Comes in, it's headed away there that time by Josh Brownhill. Zeki Abdouni goes over to meet Mengi there. Abdouni goes down, and it is a free kick. And Luke, super save from James Trafford, yes?
Absolutely stunning save from James Trafford. He had to make that save because otherwise Barkley would have hit the top corner. I mean, they're giving Luton way too much time, Burnley, in space around the box to hit those shots early on. They need to get more tighter around the box and not allow Luton those chances.
Well, it's cleared downfield by James Trafford. Just looking at the recent meetings between the two teams, Luton haven't beaten Burnley in 24 years. The last time that Luton beat Burnley was March the 7th, 2000, a 2-0 victory on that day for Luton Town. They haven't won since then, so Burnley have an excellent record against the Hatters. Total record is played 54, Burnley have won 25. drawn 14, and Luton have won 16 of those meetings. It's cleared forward by Osho. Good long ball down this side to Ogbene. Ogbene trying to get away from Al-Dakhil, but Al-Dakhil wins the ball back. And he's just going to turn and try to clear this ball, but he only plays it against Andros Townsend. And Townsend just unable to keep possession. The ball rolls out of play. Andros Townsend, of course, was given a trial at Burnley at the start of the season. Didn't quite work out. And to be honest, now what we're looking at here is Andros Townsend could very well easily come back and home Burnley today, but we'll see. Lokonga heads the ball down, and it's just Ogbene just trying to win the ball back, but Burnley with Zeki Abdouni is dispossessed that time, and it's cleared forward. And now here's Ross Barkley, just turning away there from Josh Cullen. Plays the ball across to Amari Bell, the Luton Town captain, in place currently of Tom Lockyer. And it goes back to the goalkeeper, Thomas Kaminski, and he clears the ball forward. Knocked on that time, and Jordan Clark just drops it back there to Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley, good long ball there. Finds Ogbene, and Ogbene now is just outside the penalty area, right-hand side. Ogbene gets the ball across. Oh, he actually got the shot away, and it was palmed away by Trafford, as Burnley's defence looked a little slow to react there. And, well, just look at this again, Luke. You can just see that they were a bit slow to react there, Burnley. Gave Ogbene the opportunity to get the cross in. He might have been better getting the cross, the shot in there. He might have been better getting the cross in, to be honest.
Yeah, great ball over to him, and I think Burnley was slow and they gave him too much space, but again, put the ball across. You're going to shoot from there, you've got to get across the goalkeeper again.
Doherty with a corner, comes in, heads go up there, and it's just flicked on really there by Mengi. It goes all the way out of play to the opposite end of the opposite side of the field, and Adebayo allows that ball to go out of play. And going over to take the throw in is going to be Alfie Doherty. And Luton Town applying some pressure early on now. And it's dropped back to Amari Bell. Amari Bell cuts towards the middle of the park from the left-hand side. He drops it back there to Mengi. Mengi just turning and playing the ball is Lokonga. Gives the ball there to Ogbene. Ogbene plays the ball forward to Townsend as those two switching off each other. Townsend picks up the ball now. He's being forced back into the midfield by Wilson Odebar. Good work by Odebar. He drops the ball back there to Osho. Osho to Amari Bell, and Amari Bell plays the ball forward there, looking for Ross Barkley, but at Burnley winning that ball back quite comfortably. Darragh O'Shea, though, plays the ball against Jordan Clark, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Well, we've had 13 minutes gone, Ross. Luke, would you say was a better team so far?
I'd say Luton are probably more on top for the amount of chances they've had compared to Burnley's one chance. Sorry, but again, it's really hard to say because it's really scrappy in the midfield currently.
It's headed up into the air by Lokonga and headed down by Johan Berg Gudmundsson. He drops it down to Odebar. Odebar drops it to Gudmundsson again, who plays the ball forward, looking for the chasing Lyle Foster. Lyle Foster picks up the ball here now. He's surrounded there by Osho, but he gets away from Osho there, but Osho comes back well to win that ball back from Lyle Foster. Great defending by Osho, but he only finds Al-Dakhil, and Al-Dakhil drops the ball back into the centre circle, and it's Darragh O'Shea who gives the ball there to Vitinho. Vitinho plays it off Alfie Doherty, and it goes out for a throw-in just inside the Luton half on the right-hand side, and it's going to be taken by Vitinho for Burnley, the Brazilian. Vitinho just looking for options available. Just holding the ball up at the moment. He's taking his time. I've got to think that Tony Harrington's rushing him along now. Well, the throw-in still hasn't been taken, and you have to wonder whether the referee's going to take some action here, because this is a considerably long time. He finally does throw the ball, and he's not able to get... Abdouni's not able to bring the ball under control. But Burnley have the ball back now with Vitinho, but cutting across is Ross Barkley to make the challenge. And it goes out of play for a throw-in. And there's Vincent Kompany. Well, pretty scrappy stuff so far from both teams. Vincent Kompany doesn't look pleased with everything so far, at least not from what I can see on the bench. There's Josh Brownhill, the Burnley captain. Lots of rumours circulating around Manuel Benson and a possible move for him. He's actually on the bench tonight, of course. And the ball is now with Ogbene. Ogbene just trying to get away from Odegaard. Ogbene, right-hand side, he just gets away from Odegaard. Good work by Ogbene. And he gives the ball here to Lokonga. Lokonga launched it to the back post to Barclays. Now Jordan Clark goes down in the penalty area. No claims there, no chance of a penalty there. And it's now with Mengi from the clearance. Mengi plays the ball down the right-hand side, and that's a good interception by Aldakiel. Good work by him. And it's picked up by Andros Townsend now. He's got Aldakiel with him. Good block by Andros Townsend there. From Aldakiel there from Andros Townsend. And the ball goes out of play for a throw-in, level with the Burnley penalty area. And it's going to be taken by Ogbene. Ogbene picks up the ball, tries to slide the ball there. Well, he comes off Wilson Odegaard. It's going to be a throw-in for Luton. As it's Burnley 0, Luton 0 here at Turf Moor. And it's throw-in is taken quickly, and it's Ogbene gives it to Andros Townsend down that right side. But Andros Townsend's pass looking for Lokonga there goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in to the Clarets. And, well, that was the challenge on Clark in the penalty area. Luke, your opinion?
No, it's a bit soft for me, and he didn't even appeal for it, so you know he probably wasn't going to get it there.
Oh, Lyle Foster gives the ball away there, and it's won back by Clark. Clark gives the ball to Barkley. It's now down to Andros Townsend. Townsend gets across in. Oh, traffic comes, but he drops it, and it's cleared away by Johan Berg Gudmundsson. Well, Foster's down right now, and that's not what Burnley can afford. Amari Bell picks up the ball again, does Amari Bell. Gets the ball back from Clark. Osho gives the ball back to Mengi, but the players stopped as the physios are now coming on to take a look at Lyle Foster. And just see the challenge. Oh, he was cutting across there from Mengi. Looks like he was just caught there, Luke.
Yeah, I think there was an accidental collision as Mengi went to get the ball off Lyle Foster, and they just collided the studs onto the boot. I don't think they're really in it. It's just an accidental collision that's going to be painful for Lyle Foster there.
Well, this fixture goes back to the first meeting between these two sides on November the 13th, 1897 in League Division 2. 3,000 was at Turf Moor, watched Burnley beat Luton 4-0 that day. Some other news events of that year. On May the 22nd, the Blackwell Tunnel under the River Thames in London, England officially opens. And on September the 1st, the Boston Subway opens, becoming the first underground rapid transit system in North America. Lyle Foster is back on his feet now, and we're just waiting for him to come back onto the field. Tony Harrington will allow him back on, no doubt, when the game gets back underway. Tony Harrington is just going to hand the ball off to Osho here, and Osho is just going to play the ball to Amari Bell, and we are back underway here. And it's back with Osho. Osho plays the ball forward to Sambi Lokonga. And forward there to Barkley, to Andros Townsend. Townsend goes down under the challenge by Ekdal. And it's going to be a free kick to Luton Town. Taken quickly. Lyle Foster still trying to get the referee's attention to come back on. So far, the referee has not allowed it. And the ball is played long now, looking for Ogbene down the right-hand side. Ogbene, corner of the penalty area, right-hand side. Can he get the cross in? He pulls back and swings the cross in. It's headed up into the air by Ekdal and headed out by Gudmundsson. Only as far as Amari Bell. Amari Bell swings that ball in. Looks like it took a deflection. It's going to be a corner for Luton Town. Came off Johan Berg Gudmundsson as I assume they've allowed Lyle Foster back onto the field now. He is indeed. He's defending the penalty area now. Corner to Luton. We have 20 minutes gone. It is Burnley 0, Luton Town 0. And just going over to take that think is Jordan Clark, if I'm not no, it's not Jordan Clark. It's swung in anyway, and it's cleared at outfield. I'm just not quite sure who that is, but it's now with Ross Barkley. Barkley turns, gets a shot away, and cleared downfield, but only as far as Amari Bell. And Lokonga plays the ball down on the far side there. The cross coming in, and it's Alfie Doherty, by the way, that player was, and it just goes up and out of play. And Alfie Doherty just looking at those Luton Town fans that have made the trip on this Friday evening. Quite a few of them there. It's not exactly a short distance, so congratulations on them for the fans that they brought for this vital Premier League bottom of the table clash. It's a fifth corner for Luton, and it's outswung by Alfie Doherty again and flicked away to the edge of the penalty area now. Corner of the penalty area, right hand side. It's dropped back there by Ogbene, and Ogbene dropped it back there to Amari Bell, but it's now with Mengi. Mengi just drops the ball back to Osho. Back to Mengi, just inside his own half of the field. Mengi goes long towards the left-hand side to be picked up by Alfie Doherty. He's got Vitinho in front of him. Good challenge from Vitinho there, and Burnley win the ball back. But they've given the ball away there that time, and now Alfie Doherty now for Luton Town. Inside the penalty area. Oh, it's a fine challenge by Johan Berg Gudmundsson. And now Burnley try to clear the ball away, but it goes out of play, and Wilson Odegaard is not able to keep that in play. And at the moment, Luke, it has to be said that Luton are looking like the stronger team at the moment.
Yeah, because Burnley keep giving the ball away and giving it back to them after they've won it back. And you're never going to win a football match if you can't keep hold of the ball.
It's going to be a throw-in to be taken by Al Dakil for Burnley, and it's played forward. And, Foster's claiming a foul there by Mengi, but Burnley still have possession with Abdouni. Abdouni just gets his centre of the park to ball down to the right-hand side to Gudmundsson, who then plays it back to Foster, who goes down under the challenge from Osho, and it's going to be a free kick to Burnley, and Osho is complaining. Are we going to see the first yellow card? And Osho is still complaining, but a free kick for you, Luke?
Yeah, Osho just shoves over Foster on that one. Definitely a free kick.
Well, it's corner of the penalty area, right-hand side. And Oshi's still not happy. Abdouni, Brownhill and Gudmundsson are over this for Burnley. This is a very dangerous position. And the free kick committee just having a conversation as Abdouni walks away. That leaves Brownhill and Gudmundsson to launch the ball into the penalty area. And just standing over this one, let's just see who's going to take it. I want to say it's probably going to be... Oh, no, it is Gudmundsson who shoots, and it's over the crossbar. About a yard or two over the crossbar. No risk on Thomas Kaminski's goal. Well, it might have been better crossing that one in, Luke.
Well, you should say that. I was just writing down probably better to cross that in from that position, because then you've got people running onto the ball and you never know what's going to happen if it bounces around. Taking a shot that's just over the bar is probably the weaker option there.
Here's Mengi for Luton and gives the ball there to Ogbene, and Ogbene drops it right back to Albert Sambi Lokonga, gives it back to Mengi, and he goes back to Osho. Osho now, he's just outside of his own penalty area, centre of the field, and he plays the ball forward to Ross Barkley. Barkley tries to play the ball down the left-hand side, but Josh Brownhill just gets on the end of that as the ball goes out of play for a throw-in. And there is Rob Edwards, the Luton coach. And whatever you might feel about Luton, I know some people in our chat do have strong feelings against them, but you have to admit that Rob Edwards has done a wonderful job for Luton, hasn't he?
Yeah, and their movement off the ball is brilliant. There's always an option 3 that they can drop the ball to when another player has got it. I've been really impressed so far with their movement. Even when players are dropping back, like Lokonga drops back to come with it. The ball, it creates space for the other players. I'm really impressed.
Here's Andros Townsend now down the right-hand side. Andros Townsend just trying to turn away from Odegaard. He gives the ball to Ogbene. Ogbene tries to play the ball away from Wilson Odegaard, but Wilson Odegaard gets his foot in, and Burnley clear the ball away to the centre circle. And there's Amari Bell. Good ball down to the to the left-hand side to Doherty. Doherty drops the ball there back to Amari Bell, who gives it back to Doherty. Good challenge that time though by Vitinho, and it's going to be a throw-in. It's picked up here now by Lyle Foster, and Lyle Foster is dispossessed there by Doherty, and he gives it to Osho. Osho plays the ball long, looking for Ogbeni. Ogbeni, corner of the penalty area, right-hand side, pull back to the middle here, and here's Townsend. Townsend gets across in. Adebayo, he's got a lot of space. It's dropped back to the edge of the penalty area, and it's shot by Barkley, but blocked by Cullen. And Burnley, well, they fell asleep at the back there. Adebayo had a huge amount of time. And the ball goes out of play. Just to let you know what we've got coming up next on the channel. Tomorrow we have the West London derby between Chelsea and Fulham. Join Luke and myself at 12:15 for that one. Ross is in the presenter chair. That'll be a big game. West London derby, Chelsea v Fulham. And you can join us for that one. That's tomorrow. It's now back to Kaminski. Kaminski plays the ball downfield and headed down there by El Dakil. He finds Brownhill. Brownhill, though, only finds Osho. And now here's Barkley. He gives the ball to Lokonga. Lokonga plays the ball there to Jordan Clark. And it's now with Amari Bell. Back to Osho. Osho just inside his own half of the field. He gives the ball back to Amari Bell. And it's now down that left-hand side to Jordan Clark. Good challenge by Josh Cullen. The ball goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Luton. Burnley 0, Luton 0. You're listening to Alternative Commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports, Focus on Football and Storm FM. And don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. The ball is now with Ogbone down the right-hand side for Luton. Ogbone pulled back to the middle too. Oh, it just came to Lokonga, and he wasn't able to get the shot away. And it's cleared away by Burnley. And here's Osho now, who gives it to Amari Bell. Amari Bell. Oh, just beats 2 or 3 Burnley players there. Good work by Amari Bell. And now he plays it to Doherty. Can Doherty get the cross in? He can, but Ekdal just gets his foot on that and clears it out of play. But the referee is determining that it's offside. And Luke, just to go back to, because in the Premier League preview show, you talked about Burnley's defence yesterday. And you said that Burnley's defence, you know, the leaving gaps and lots of problems with Burnley's defence. Are you seeing that a lot in the first half? I mean, is it just me? Are you seeing that as well?
Down the sides, especially, yes. I think in the middle, they've definitely been a bit more compact. But you can slide the ball in between fullback and centre-back, like Bell did there with Doughty. They just seem a little bit all over the place and just kind of last-ditch running around. And maybe if they took more care with the ball further forward with their ball retention, that wouldn't be such an issue.
The ball's cleared downfield, and the header is won there by Foster. It breaks loose to Goodmanson rather. And Lyle Foster just tries to pick the ball up ahead of Ross Barkley. Plays it on the edge of the area there to Abdouni. It's back to back to Brownhill, and it's now picked up by Al Dakil. Al Dakil to Odebar. Odebar just drops the ball back now for Josh Cullen. Burnley now prepping Luton Town, and it's Brownhill. Brownhill drops it back to Cullen. Cullen is going to swing that ball in, but it's a poor ball and cleared out by Oshie. But Cullen gets the ball back now for Burnley, and just for a period of time here, Burnley can perhaps put a bit of pressure on the Luton Town defence. And so that's a good ball by Vitinho, given to Cullen. Back to Brownhill. Goodmanson. And it's now with Dara O'Shea. Back to Goodmanson as Luton trying to press Burnley back. Good ball forward to Abdouni, but it goes over there. It goes over Foster, I think, but Burnley have got a free kick here. Not sure on that one myself. I'm just going to have to take another look at this one. Ball is played forward there. Oh yes, it was clipped. it was definitely clipped by Osho, and you have to wonder there whether Osho is going to be close to going into the referee's notebook. That's a second foul in a pretty dangerous position given away by him. And it's Gudmundsson who is going to take the free kick. And it's a little further out this time. It's got a two-man wall there. And it's lifted in by Brownhill and then headed out there by Ross Barkley. And Doherty just chasing him, but it goes out of play for a Burnley throw-in. Down the right-hand side, level with the Luton penalty area. And it's going to be taken by Vitinho. Is he going to try the long ball here? A long throw-in by Vitinho. Burnley have got a number of players up there, flicked on by Dara O'Shea, but Ross Barkley just loses the ball in the penalty area, and Vitinho has it again. It's swung in right to the edge there to Foster, whose shot was miscued, and it breaks all the way to Abdouni, but a Luton Town player has gone down in the penalty area, and it's going to be a free kick, and that attack breaks down for Burnley. Burnley just lacking the final ball there, Luke.
Yeah, the final ball, and it comes in from Vitinho, and it bounces out to Odeberg, who messes up his shot and just does an air shot. When really that's the sort of area you want the ball to fall to somebody that can just smash it, and then Lokonga just gets blocked off by Gudmundsson in the box, so that's why there's a free kick there.
Well, it's back with the goalkeeper Thomas Kaminski, who plays the ball downfield, and it's chested down by Al-Dakhil. He's got a bit of time on it. He finds Foster, and Foster gives it to Gudmundsson. And cutting across now is Cullen. Cullen picked up by Abdouni. Abdouni just going the wrong way, but he drops it back to Dara O'Shea. O'Shea plays it over the halfway line, down the right-hand side. Picking up this ball is Vitinho. Vitinho in an advanced position, but he's challenged by Amari Bell, and it's going to be a throw-in to Burnley. And Vitinho is going to take it again. Is he going to go for another long one? We've got about 12 minutes to go till half-time. It's Burnley 0, Luton 0. Throw-in to be taken by Vitinho. Heads go up. Makes loose there, and Foster was charging in, but it was hacked away by Osho. But Burnley have the ball back now with Gudmundsson. And Gudmundsson just gives the ball there to Ekdal. Ekdal drops it down this side to Gudmundsson, who's switched side for a moment. It's back to Ekdal. Ekdal, he's got options available, and he gives the ball to Cullen. Cullen gives the ball there to Foster. Foster plays the ball forward there. And Foster now is just under the challenge there by Albert Sambi Lokonga, and Luton can perhaps break away now. It's Jordan Clark down the left-hand side, over the halfway line. Jordan Clark now approaching the penalty area. He's not being closed down properly. Finally getting in the way of that. Getting in the way, that was Dara O'Shea, and Burnley now can come away with the ball. And it's Ekdal. And he gives the ball there to Al-Dakhil. Ekdal then goes back to the goalkeeper, James Trafford. James Trafford plays forward. Just getting there first was Brownhill. And he finds Odebar, who just drops it back to Al-Dakhil. Al-Dakhil over the halfway line now, down the left-hand side for Burnley. It's back with Wilson Odebar. Odebar just gets away there from Ogbene and gets a shot away, and it's over the crossbar. Not a million miles from Odebar. Quite the best thing he's done in the first half, and worth the effort, I would say, Luke.
Yeah, but maybe be a bit more smarter and get into a better position, because if you're going to shoot from there, you have to at least get it on target. If you're going to hit it over the bar, you're just turning over possession in a game where you really aren't having that much of the ball anyway. And if you're creating gaps back, you don't want to be making yourself vulnerable by keep doing those shots that are achieving nothing.
Well, the ball is now with Osho. He gives it to Mengi. And Mengi now goes for the long ball down the left-hand side, looking for Alfie Doherty, but that is good work by Vitinho. And he just chests the ball down and calmly brings it forward. He drops it back to Ekdal, given to Al-Dakhil. Dakhil given to Brownhill, who drops it back to Ekdal. Back to James Trafford, who just for a moment I thought he was going to pick it up there, but he clears the ball downfield, and Odebar just chests it down, but reading that well is Amari Bell. Andros Townsend, middle of the park, midway inside the Burnley half. Gives the ball to Doherty down the left-hand side. Super challenge there by Vitinho, but nobody was following up to help Vitinho, and Doherty can just pick the ball up again. Gives it to Lokonga. Back to Doherty. And he drops the ball there back to Amari Bell and to Osho. And he gives it to Thomas Kaminski. And Kaminski launches the ball long downfield. Heads up there is Ekbal. And Al-Dakil is trying to get the ball to Brownhill. He was successful with that. And Brownhill plays the ball to Foster. And Burnley can break forward in numbers here. Here's Foster. He's got Abdouni alongside him. Also Odegaard. He gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard gets to the edge of the penalty. Gets to the byline. Crosses it. Abdouni scored! And Burnley take the lead with Zeki Abdouni on 36 minutes. And Zeki Abdouni celebrates, giving Burnley the lead, perhaps against the run of play a little bit. But Zeki Abdouni, it's 1-0 to Burnley. And, well, you can see here that perhaps Luton were pretty at fault defensively here, allowing Odegaard to get to the byline the way that he did. I actually felt it was a little bit too easy, Luke. The pass was played to Odegaard here, and, well, Mengi just didn't get close enough. Cross came in, and there was Abdouni completely unmarked as well.
Yeah, well, for starters, we mentioned that Kaminski should have done better with that Abdouni shot. But Foster made the goal by doing a direct run, seeing Odegaard made the run further forward, managed to get into the area which I've been get into for a while, just kind of that corridor before the byline, pulls it across, and Abdouni hits it first time towards goal, and Kaminski fluffs his lines and it goes into the net. And if you don't take those chances in front of the goal, you're not going to score. And they've paid Luton have paid the price for not having made their chances count in the first half, and now Abdouni's taken his chance.
Yes, well, Zeki Abdouni, that's his 4th goal in the Premier League this season. I'm being suggested by Ross that it might have come off Goodmanson before going into the net, but it's being claimed by Zeki Abdouni, and that's what we've got so far. That hasn't been changed. Now, whether the dubious goals team are going to make a change to that later, but at the moment the goal has been credited to Zeki Abdouni, and it's picked up by Brownhill. Brownhill picked up to Odegaard, and it's given to Abdouni, the goal scorer. He's just trying to get away from Andros Townsend, but Townsend nips in and wins the ball back. But good work by Zeki Abdouni, winning the ball back off Andros Townsend, and he's fouled there with Zeki Abdouni, and it's going to be a free kick to Burnley in a pretty dangerous position. Joe Smoke says, yeah, awesome, well done, Paul. And look, I assume he means Luke, I'm sorry. It's going to be a free kick to Burnley, right by the touchline. And it's going to be taken, well, again, we've got the usual suspects over it, Luke. We've got Johan Berg Goodmanson over this and Josh Brownhill. There's a 2-man wall in place with Alfie Doherty and Andros Townsend. It's down the left-hand side and about level with the 6-yard box. It's pulled back by Johan Berg Goodmanson to Cullen, and it's swung in by Brownhill and cleared away. And it's James Trafford inside the Luton half, just plays it long back into the penalty area. It's headed down by Goodmanson and headed away there by Ogbene, but Burnley keep possession back, and it's now with Johan Berg Goodmanson under pressure by 2 Luton players, Andros Townsend and Ogbene. But it's now back with Brownhill. Brownhill plays the ball into Foster in the penalty area. Good work by Lyle Foster. Gives the ball to Goodmanson, corner of the penalty area, left-hand side. Here's Brownhill, back to Odegaard. Burnley piling on the pressure now. Odegaard. He gets into the penalty area. Odegaard, he plays the ball across, and a shot there by Al-Dakil while he was on the floor. He's claiming he was fouled. I don't think there was a foul there, Luke. Let's take a look at this. What do you think?
He just falls over.
Yeah, he just falls over, doesn't he? Yeah, he seemed to be complaining there was some contact, though, didn't he? That was weird. And it's back with Ogbene now for Luton over the halfway line. Ogbene just skips past Al Dakil, and Ogbene now into the penalty area. Chance for Luton. It's pulled back here now to Clark with a shot. It's blocked. Back to Sambi Lokonga, whose shot is blocked as well, and Burnley defending for their lives right now. The ball goes out of play, and it's Ogbene. Throw-in taken quickly and headed out of play by Ekdal, and it's going to be a throw-in from the cross from going to be a corner from the cross from Ogbene. And Burnley are now defending as Adebayo is in there. He's a danger man for Luton, of course. We know how dangerous he can be. As the corner is about to come in. It's swung in there, right under Trafford's bar, and he punches the ball out, only as far as Ogbene. Ogbene to Lokonga. Lokonga drops the ball back. And it's Oshie, plays the ball long down to the right-hand side, looking for Alfie Doherty, but headed out of play by Lyle Foster. And it's going to be another throw-in for Luton, and it's Doherty. Gives the ball to Andros Townsend, back to Doherty. Doherty has got Dakil in front of him. It's pulled back there by Doherty, but nobody is there. And Brownhill just launches the ball downfield. He had more time than he realised there. And Mengi just gives it back to the goalkeeper. And you're listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's player of the match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports and Storm FM, and Focus on Football. And don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. Here is Cullen. He gives the ball to Amdouni. Amdouni now down to Vitinho, down the right-hand side, corner of the penalty area. And it's just one back there by Amari Bell. And coming forward now is Clark. Clark plays the ball down this right-hand side to Ogbene. Ogbene's got some space in front of him, Ogbene. Just pulling the ball back at the moment, and he moves into the middle of the park, gives them to Barkley. Barkley down to Andros Townsend, back down on the right-hand side. Townsend crosses the ball in, headed out and up into the air by Al Dakil. And Ross Barkley picks up the ball. Just slips the ball there to Townsend. Townsend surrounded by three Burnley players. He's got options down the right-hand side, and he finds Ogbene. Ogbene gives the ball back to Townsend. Townsend launches the ball long over on the far side, looking for Alfie Doherty down the left-hand side, but James Trafford comes out and puts an end to that attack, plucking the ball and falling down on it. Well, so far, despite the defensive frailties, Luke, they have been able to keep Adebayo quiet. Of course, he's got 5 goals for Luton this season in the Premier League, but they seem to have done a good job on him so far.
Yeah, I think they've managed to limit the amount of balls into the box at the minute to Adebayo. And Adebayo's not been smart either. He had a chance earlier in the game where he could have spun and hit a shot, but he played it backwards instead. So I think keeping Adebayo quiet's been crucial so far. I think they've stuck Dara O'Shea on Adebayo to mark him out of the game. So far, so good. Let's hope we've not cursed it though.
Well, we'll see. That is O'Shea who plays the ball forward, and breaking forward now is Ogbene. He's been dangerous down that right-hand side. Ogbene gives the ball to Townsend. Townsend tried to slip through Jordan Clark, but it was cleared away that time by Dara O'Shea. And now Burnley can come forward with Amdouni, but he's not able to find Lyle Foster. Instead, that ball goes all the way through to the goalkeeper, Thomas Kaminski. We're just waiting to see how long Craig Pawson is going to add on for injury time as we approach that 45-minute mark. It's still Burnley 1, Luton Town 0. And the ball is now with Mengi, who gives the ball to Barkley. Barkley is just inside the Burnley half, down the right-hand side. Barkley gives the ball across there to Osho. Definitely down that right-hand side, Luke, is really where Luton have had the most joy, it has to be said. There's a free kick now given away by Vitinho for a foul there on Jordan Clark.
Yes, definitely getting more joy down the left-hand side for Luton, but Coutinho's done well to deal with it so far. I know he's had the ball spin around him a couple of times, but he's dealt with the onslaught and press quite well so far.
Lokonga plays the ball into the middle. Up in the air goes Adebayo, but he's met by James Trafford, who pulls that ball out of the air. And we have 3 minutes stoppage time at the end of this first half. We're going to take a break at half time. Before we do go on that break, we'll get Luke's assessment of the first half at half time, and then we'll be on a 15-minute break. And we'll be back with you for second half commentary, of course. Ball is downfield, looking for Lyle Foster. It bounces over Lyle Foster's head, and it's cleared by Amari Bell back into the Burnley half of the field. Headed back in there by Dara O'Shea as once again Amari Bell launches the ball, head tennis in the air right now. Just trying to bring the ball down here is Brownhill. And it's won back by Ross Barkley. It's very scrappy in the middle of the park there. O'Shea plays the ball down the right-hand side again. And it's this time picked up by Ogbene. Ogbene drops the ball back to Lokonga. Lokonga, long ball over to the left-hand side this time to Alfie Doherty, corner of the penalty area. Gets across in Doherty and it goes right over the head of James Trafford. All the way to the far corner flag on the right-hand side to Ogbene. Ogbene gets inside the penalty area. He's under a bit of pressure and he drops it back to Lokonga. Lokonga's cross is a poor one and cleared away by Dara O'Shea. But only as far as O'Shea. O'Shea stays on his feet well there despite being tripped. And he gives the ball to Ogbene now. Corner of the penalty area. Good cross in by Ogbene. Oh, and is he fouled there? James Trafford as Jordan Clark challenges for the ball. But the referee has deemed to it being a foul on James Trafford by Adebayo. As we see this again. And Luke, he gets his hands in the face of the goalkeeper there, don't you think?
Yeah, you can't really do anything with don't give a free kick for that because his arm's into his face. You can't do that in the box. It's way too physical. You can have physicality, but not like that on the goalkeeper. That's a foul on any other player on the pitch. There has to be a foul on the goalkeeper there.
Well, if we just look again at Zeki Abdouni's goal, may have come off Gudmundsson, but it has been credited to Zeki Abdouni. Ball is cleared downfield and headed on and picked up here by Gudmundsson. And here's Josh Cullen. Cullen plays the ball forward. Chasing this one is Lyle Foster. Oh, good turn by Amari Bell, just turning Foster away. Gives it to Ross Barkley and gives it to Mengi now as we're approaching the 3 minutes of the injury time at the end of this first half. It'll be discretionary time now for Mr. Harrington. And he gives the ball back to Mengi. It's over the halfway line by O'Shea as Luton in, just passing the ball around inside the centre circle. O'Shea comes forward and there's been a stoppage there. Is that the half-time whistle? Yes, it is. That's the half-time whistle. And it's half-time here at Turf Moor. It's Burnley 1, Luton Town 0. Quick comment by James Somergill, who scored and how. Zeki Abdouni scored. The ball was pulled back by Lyle Foster from the left-hand side. It looks like Gudmundsson might have gotten in the way of it as well, but it's Zeki Abdouni who has gotten credit for that goal. So, Luke, just before we go on a break, do you want to give us your half-time assessment there?
Yeah, started off quite scrappy, both sides struggling to really keep hold of the ball. Then Luton had a couple of chances. Barkley hit the ball, hit a great shot, which was brilliantly saved by James Trafford. Burnley then have grown back into the game, looked more lively with Odebert and Lyle Foster, who linked up well for Abdouni's goal. And then, again, they've looked lively after that. They're probably the more likely team to score a second. They have showed a little bit of vulnerability at the back. The team has done well on that right-hand side to keep hold of Alfie Doughty. But on the left-hand side with Ogbene against Elderkiel, I'm definitely a bit more wary of that side. But yeah, I think all in all, it's been a decent half.
Well, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Half-time, Burnley 1, Luton 0. Well, welcome back to the start of this second half. We're just waiting for the players to come out now for the start of the second half. Just looking at some of the stats. Possession favoured Luton at 60%, with 7 shots to Burnley 6. Each have had 2 shots on target. Passing 174 to 249 in favour of Luton. Completed passes 131 to 203 in favour of Luton. 5 corners for Luton as well. No yellow cards apiece either yet, so it's been a fairly balanced first half, with perhaps Luton shading it, but Burnley are the ones that come away with the 1-goal lead. Luke, what do you expect for the start of the second half?
I expect a reaction from Luton because they're not going to handle just not having many chances and being 1-0 down for very long. They'll want a reaction. Rob Edwards returning to get the ball into the box a bit more to Adebayo and then try and run onto the flick downs, take advantage of the spaces behind the Burnley line. Whereas Vincent Kompany was saying just keep it simple, get the ball to Lyle Foster, Goodmanson and Odegaard and have a bit of a run, and then try and do that ball back again because it shows that Luton are vulnerable to balls across their box.
All right. Well, we've got the Luton Town players are now on the field. We're just waiting for the Burnley team to come out, as the second half is about to get underway very, very shortly. A crucial second half for both of these teams, for Burnley and for Burnley and for Luton, because if Luton come back and do win this game, they will go out of the relegation zone. For Burnley, they can get within 1 point of Luton with a victory tonight. And we're just waiting now we're still waiting for the Burnley players to come out. What do you think Vincent Kompany is saying to his team at the moment?
Keep it tight, like I said, and to make sure that they don't make any silly errors because they've got the 1-goal advantage so far.
All right, well, we're just waiting now. The Burnley players are coming out now. It doesn't look like there's been any changes by either side at half-time. Just looking at the players that are kind of warming up there now. We'll just run through the lineups for you as they were at the end of the first half, which is James Trafford, Halmar, Ekdal, Amin Al-Dakil, Dara O'Shea, Vitinho, Wilson Odegaard, Josh Cullen, Josh Brownhill, Johan Goodmanson, Zeki Abdouni and Lyle Foster for Burnley. For Luton, Thomas Kaminski, Amari Bell, Gabriel Osho, Tendi Mengi, Alfie Doherty, Ross Barkley, Albert Sambi Lokonga, Chidozie Ogbene, Jordan Clark, Andros Townsend and Elijah Adebayo. As the referee now just gathering the players to the centre circle, as Burnley will attack the Jimmy McIlroy stand in this second half. That is the goal to our left. And Burnley will attack the cricket field stand in the second half. The goal to our right. Luton are going to get the game underway here. As we're just waiting for the official just to get the game back underway. And that is a total false start. We're gonna have to go back and do that again. You could see he was midway inside the half of the field, Adebayo, by the time that kickoff was taken. So we are back underway now, and the ball is with Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley just down the left-hand side here, gives the ball to Alfie Doherty, but cutting across well there is Vitinho, and he gives it back to James Trafford. He clears the ball downfield, and it's picked up by Lyle Foster. Lyle Foster in the centre circle, drops it back there to Ekdal. Ekdal over to the right-hand side, to the left-hand side to Al-Dakil, and he gives the ball forward there now. It's now with Foster. From Odegaard, Foster's ball, it was a poor one. There was nobody there. In the end, it was cleared out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in. And, well, that was sloppy by Lyle Foster. Promising break for Burnley. Here's Abdouni now from the throw-in. Abdouni now, corner of the penalty area, left-hand side, back to Odegaard. Now to Abduni. Plays an excellent ball. Excellent lot by Ocho. Well done by him. Burnley in possession. Now down the right-hand side with Vitinho. Cuts inside. Vitinho gets a shot, but it's right down the throat of Thomas Kaminski. And Luke, early pressure by Burnley in the second half. Are you surprised at that?
No, I think really they've got to come out and carry on what they're doing and probably do a bit more. And they've showed so far they can do that. I'm very impressed with their approach in this second half so far, just not getting that final ball right. Lyle Foster's ball it was the right idea, just nobody was quite on his wavelength.
Well, it's going to be a free kick for Luton, just outside the centre circle, inside their own half. It's given to Alfie Doherty, who drops it back to Amari Bell. Back to Doherty now, down the right-hand side. Doherty, left-hand side rather. Doherty just pulls it back there to Osho. Osho plays the ball into the middle to Albert Sambi Lakonga. And here's Ross Barkley, just trying to get away from Josh Brownhill. Good ball there from Ross Barkley to to Doherty, and Doherty just drops the ball back. It's now played long up forward there, but Ekbal deals with that very, very well. And unfortunately for Burnley, though, Josh Cullen doesn't deal with that quite so well, and he kicks the ball out of play. And it's going to be a throw-in for Luton, midway inside the Burnley half of the field, down their right-hand side. And it's now with Osho. Osho gives it to Amari Bell. He's just trying to turn away from Gudmundsson. Gives the ball to Jordan Clark. Good challenge by Vitinho, but Clark holds on to possession. Clark plays the ball across there to Mengi. Mengi back to Albert Sambi Lakonga. Lakonga. Now it's with Ross Barkley. He's got a bit of space. He's got time. He gives the ball to Amari Bell down this Luton left-hand side. Amari Bell storming forward now. He's got Doherty overlapping. Oh, and it was intercepted by Josh Brownhill, and that move now breaks down for Luton. And Burnley can come forward now with Lyle Foster. Long ball over to Wilson Odegaard. That's a super ball by Foster. Corner of the penalty area, left-hand side. Odegaard stops and turns, gives the ball to Foster. Oh, Foster tried to slip the ball through to Abduni, but he just wasn't awake to the pass. Was Abduni there, Luke?
That is a real mistake from Amduni. The ball goes through from Foster and he just wasn't awake to run onto that. I think maybe he was trying to hold off for the offside, but again, really should be awake to that sort of chance because that was a glorious opportunity.
Latest score in the Championship, it is Hull City 0, Norwich City 1. Jonathan Rowe on 36 minutes is a scorer there at Hull, and the ball is played back to the goalkeeper James Trafford, and downfield there, and it's just easily picked up by Osho for Luton, just inside his own half, and he plays the ball over the halfway line, looking for looking for Jordan Clark, and he drops it back there to Alfie Doherty. It's now with Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley, oh, super long ball across onto the far side there, and here's Andros. Not Townsend, it's Lakonga, and the shot is blocked. The shot goes through there to James Trafford. It's not Lakonga either, it's Ogbene there with a shot, and his shot was just a weak one, and a comfortable save by James Trafford. Trafford will just is he going to roll the ball out? No, he's going to go long. Is Trafford right footed over the halfway line, going up there is Mengi. He wins that ball comfortably, and here's Ross Barkley now for Luton, midway inside the Burnley half of the field. Ross Barkley down the left-hand side, and it's Doherty. Doherty, good challenge by Vitinho, and Burnley win the ball back. Vitinho clears the ball forward, just trying to turn away there was Foster, but Osho wasn't buying it, and he plays it to Mengi. Across to Lakonga. Lakonga plays the ball long through, looking for Jordan Clark, but it goes over the head of Daryl Shea and Jordan Clark and goes through to the goalkeeper. Half time in that game in the Championship, 1-0 to Norwich. James Trafford now picks up the ball and clear it downfield. We've had 5 minutes in the start of the second half, Luke. Burnley already being the more offensive team in the second half. Where do you think a substitution may be in the making for Luton anytime soon? And if so, who do you think it should be?
They maybe might switch Jordan Clark with Tahith Chong, maybe to get a bit more directness into their play. Maybe also look at Carlton Morris as well off the bench. But yeah, apart from that, I can't really see anything else coming in the offing so far.
Well, here's Wilson Odegaard now. He gives the ball to Foster, and it's dropped back to Goodmanson, and dropped all the way back to Dara O'Shea. Dara O'Shea plays it down this right-hand side to Goodmanson. The ball is played forward now, and Vitinho has got inside the defence. Vitinho cuts inside. Can he get the shot away? Oh, he can, Vitinho. It's a good effort. Oh, that was good football by Burnley, and particularly from Vitinho, Luke.
Yeah, superb play from Burnley and Vitinho there, but Vitinho really has to get a better end product from that run inside, because to hit a shot over the bar from that sort of angle, really you should do better, although I might be being a bit harsh with a fullback.
Well, the ball is now down the still inside the Luton half of the field, and it's Amari Bell. Plays the ball forward to Jordan Clark. Jordan Clark just by the centre circle. Plays the ball long over on the far side to Ogbene. Ogbene now. Can he attack the Burnley penalty here? Here's Andros Townsend. Turns away quite brilliantly with Townsend. Crosses it into the back post to Doherty. And it was headed down to Jordan Clark, but Jordan Clark not able to maintain control of that. And it goes behind for a goal kick. And the latest attack for Luton has broken down. And where do you think Luton are going wrong here, Luke? Where do you think the issue is here?
Just the final balls in and around the box, and Burnley making it difficult. They're being very compact, but they're not doing enough to really get in behind this Burnley back line. I think as well, there's not enough care across with the ball. Burnley have been impressive, but I think again, both sides are very vulnerable at the back.
And here is Amari Bell. Gives the ball to Ross Barkley. Barkley drops the ball back there to Mengi. Mengi goes back to Kaminski. The goalkeeper. He's just going to take his time here as Kaminski. And no pressing at the moment from Burnley on that. But Kaminski launches it long. And just chest down by Adebayo to Townsend. Townsend maintains possession, but it's Andros Townsend was alleged to have fouled the Burnley midfielder Josh Cullen. And it's going to be a free kick to Burnley inside their own half of the field. And there's Vincent Kompany. He looks a little more relaxed, a little more satisfied with what he's seeing in this second half so far. Burnley have definitely played better in the second half. As Wilson Odegaard himself has been a little bit of a threat. Today he's got inside the Luton defence. Of course, he had his hand in the Burnley goal. And it's cleared long downfield, and it's picked up by Abdouni, but Abdouni only gives it as far as Lokonga. Burnley fight to win the ball back, though, but that's good work by Luton maintaining possession. It's back now with Kaminski. Kaminski plays the ball long. Oh, he was looking for Alfie Doherty, but that was right over the head of Alfie Doherty, and it's going to be a throw-in for Burnley, and it seems to be inviting more Burnley pressure. As Rob Edwards just looks on there, little concern on his face at the moment. Vincent Kompany certainly looking the more relaxed of the two managers at this time. As Goodmanson gives the ball to Vitinho. Can Vitinho get the crossing? That's good work by Doherty. Great defending by him there. Got the better of Vitinho, and that's probably really only for the first time in this game. And here is over the halfway line now is Jordan Clark down the left hand side. Jordan Clark, he's got Andros Townsend overlapping. Can he get the cross in? Oh, he can. The heads go up there by Ogbene, and it's just touched over the crossbar by James Trafford. I don't think it was going in, but I think he wanted to be absolutely certain, Luke.
Yeah, I think has to get something on that anyway. I mean, if you're not going to make an effort for that and it drops in, you're going to look a little bit silly. Good movement though from Townsend and a good ball in. Probably needed a bit better header from Ogbene, but in the day it also shows how Luton can get in behind this back line.
Well, corner's going to be taken by Alfie Doherty down on the right-hand side, the Luton right-hand side. And they're all putting pressure on James Trafford in that 6-yard box. It comes in and Trafford comes for it but doesn't get there. And it looks like it may have come off another one of the Burnley players, not quite sure who, but Luton are going to get another corner as a consequence. And the corner is going to be taken by Alfie Doherty. And it's going to be swung in. Just waiting for this corner to be taken. It's Adebayo in the 6-yard box, along with Andros Townsend putting the young goalkeeper under pressure. It's swung in again. Good punch that time by Trafford. It finds Gudmundsson, who clears the ball downfield. Ogbene is looking to get the better of Odegaard, and he does well there, Ogbene, but only finds Gudmundsson, and now Odegaard is set off on his way. Gives the ball to Abdouni. Is that a handball? The referee says no. Albert Sambi-Lokonga wins the ball back anyway for Luton. And he gives the ball to Adebayo down the left-hand side. Adebayo switched it to Clark, gets it back to Adebayo, cutting across here to make the challenge is Vitinho. It's going to be a throw into Luton, taken quickly. Here's Lokonga, corner of the penalty area, left-hand side. Plays it towards the edge of the penalty area to Barkley. Barkley across to the right-hand side here to Ogbene. Ogbene turns, he gets the shot away, it's blocked. Can't possibly be appealing for a penalty. The Burnley defender, Al-Dakhil, had his hands behind his back there, but up went his arm anyway. And play goes on. It's Ross Barkley. Lifts the ball up, and here's Jordan Clark. He's inside the back there, but I think he may be offside, and the flag goes up. Sustained pressure by Luton. Luke looking a little better in that attack.
Yeah, looking a little better, but they're not getting the quality in that final third and timing anything. I still don't see enough there to say there's a goal coming.
Well, the ball is played forward now, and it's Al-Dakhil in the penalty area. It goes round the goalkeeper, but it just goes wide. He just knocked the ball past Kaminski, but it rolled out of play. A bit too much on that by Al-Dakhil, but Luton once again falling asleep at the back, Luke.
I'm unsure which defence I was talking about in the preview show, because it seems more like Luton are the ones that are all over the place and asleep tonight, more than Burnley.
Well, it's now with Amari Bell. Amari Bell just comes over the halfway line, and it's launched long, looking for Adebayo. Adebayo brings it down beautifully, drops it back to Andros Townsend, but nipping in there was Dara O'Shea. Did a very good job there. And it's cleared to the centre circle, but it's picked up by Mengi and goes out of play. Not able to find Alfie Doherty. We're almost at the hour mark now. And Rob Edwards having a conference with his coaching staff, and you're listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports and Storm FM. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. Goes back through to Thomas Kaminski. Take his time with that one. Just to let you know, coming up on the channel tomorrow, we have the West London derby for you tomorrow. It is Chelsea versus Fulham. And join us at 12:15 for that. I'll be in the commentary chair again, and Luke Turton will be with me, and Russ will be in the presenter chair. The ball is played long, and it goes straight through to James Trafford. As you can see there, if you look at the ticker at the bottom of the page, you'll see that that game is being advertised tomorrow. Here's Abdouni. Abdouni, good challenge by Osho. And Ross Barkley just trying to get away from Abdouni. He plays the ball there to Ogbene. Ogbene just trying to get away from Odegaard. Ogbene does well there. And can he get the cross in now? Ogbene gets the cross in. Adebayo was in the middle, but James Trafford was there before Adebayo. And he just flicks the ball out of the air, as it looks like we are going to see Tahith Chong. Luke, you called that one. You think that might have been a right decision by Luton?
We'll just see if it's Jordan Clark, won't we? See if I get it bang on.
Cleared downfield and headed down there, but only as far as Ross Barkley. And Barkley gives the ball to Adebayo. Adebayo getting into the penalty area, pulls it back to Ross Barkley, but a good challenge by Darragh O'Shea. It only goes back to Adebayo again. Adebayo gets the cross in there. And good work by James Trafford, jumping out and making that stop, because on the back post was Alfie Doherty waiting to tap the ball in. Good work by James Trafford there, Luke.
James Trafford's been good all game so far. Had to play on that ball well. But yeah, I've been impressed so far.
Well, Tahith Chong just getting his final instructions from Rob Edwards. We're going to wait and see who his replacement is going to be in a moment once it's taken. Here's Ekdal for Burnley. He goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, James Trafford. Trafford plays it to Brownhill and back to Trafford, who clears the ball downfield. And here's Abdouni, who's been very dangerous for Burnley today. Gives it to Odegaard down the left-hand side, corner of the penalty area. Odegaard cuts into the middle, gets a shot away, but it's blocked. Oh, and a super save actually by Kaminski. It took a deflection, and I actually thought it was going wide, Luke. I don't know about you, but the shot was coming off Wilson Odegaard. I thought it was going wide, but it was almost looping in. Kaminski was scrambling and made a good save there in the end.
Yeah, I think it would have actually dropped just about in, so Kaminski had to fling himself across there. Probably one of the best things he's done in the game, Kaminski, but the deflection definitely was making that go more towards goal.
First corner of the game for Burnley, and it's to be taken by Gudmundsson. Outswung. And the head is by Ekdal, and it takes a deflection, and Kaminski has to get down again. So Kaminski just having to be awake, shall we say, at the very least, as he releases the ball to Amari Bell. Amari Bell, he's got Gudmundsson in front of him, and he decides to go back there to Osho for Luton, as they are inside their own half of the field here. Osho gets the ball back midway inside his own half of the field. It's Burnley 1, Luton Town 0. Just a reminder to you, Luke, you've got it's incumbent upon you to choose the player of the match today. I'm sure there's a couple of options for you already in mind, but that one will come to you later in the broadcast for that, but definitely something to get your thinking cap on. Here is picked up by Barkley now, just gives it to Amari Bell. And it's played forward there to Jordan Clark. And here's Barkley again. Tries to find Alfie Doherty, but I don't think that ball was kept in play. Indeed, it wasn't. It's going to be a throw into Burnley, about 6 yards inside the Luton half of the field. And the replacement, Luke, is Andros Townsend. So Andros Townsend comes off. Tahith Chong comes on the 63rd minute there. Surprised at that?
Yeah, I thought Townsend was being more effective than Clark, but what do I know?
Okay, here's Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson plays the ball forward, and it's just dropped back there by Abdouni looking for Lyle Foster, but it was behind the South African international, and now Luton can come forward. The ball is given by Lokonga, given to Ogbene. Ogbene back to Lokonga. Lokonga back to Ogbene. Here's Chong, his first touch as a substitute. Chong drops it back to Lokonga. Luton maintaining possession for the time being, just inside the Burnley half of the field. Good ball by Chong to Osha. Osha down this left-hand side to Doherty. Doherty launches the ball up in the middle. It's flicked on by Adebayo to Ogbene. Ogbene gets into the penalty area now. Down the right-hand side. It's given the ball to Lokonga. Back to Ogbene. Ogbene, corner of the penalty area, right-hand side. Gives it to Chong. Chong back to Barkley on the edge of the area. He shoots and it takes a deflection. And it goes behind for a Luton Town corner. Well, Ross Barkley has been attempting a couple of these efforts from outside the box, Luke. That time it was blocked. Perhaps Burnley need to watch him.
Yeah, I think they're awake to it so far, but I think Barkley's trying to see if he can catch them asleep with those long shots. So far, they've done well to stop them, but if they fall asleep, they won't do.
Corner to be taken by Doherty. Swung into the 6-yard box again, and now James Trafford gets up and claws that out of the air well. He's certainly responded well to the heavier pressure that's been put on in Trafford in this second half. He seems to have taken a bump on the head, probably when his head hit the ground there. And the referee has kept him on his backside while they come on and just do the concussion protocols. While they're doing that, I'll complete my marketing duties for the day. You're listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's player of the match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season: JB Sports, Storm FM, and Focus on Football. Don't forget you can follow us live at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. Just your thoughts on James Trafford. One of the biggest criticisms he's had this season is his inability, people have said, to command his penalty area. I think he's done that very well today.
Yeah, absolutely. James Trafford has looked really confident today. Come out, claimed things well, done a couple of decent saves, punched away when he needed to with some good distance. Played the ball out tremendously with his feet as well today. I'm hoping we're not going to curse him, by the way, doing a whole segment on him. But yeah, claiming it well, commanding it well, being very confident. So yeah, I think he might have took the criticism on board and probably looked at his previous games and thought, I can do better than this.
Well, he's back on his feet now. We're just Tony Harrington's going to allow the game to get back underway. Tony Harrington's second game as a Premier League referee this season. The first one, it was the 1-0 defeat to Manchester United for Burnley, Luke. Can you tell me, what do you think of Tony Harrington's performance as a referee so far?
Yeah, he's done well so far. Not really anything glaringly obviously wrong as he's done tonight. And the fact we've got to 68 minutes without really mentioning him probably shows how well he's done.
Well, Al-Dakhil has the throw in for Burnley. And he's just looking for options available as Vincent Kompany sits down and has another chat with Craig Bellamy and Michael Jackson there on the bench. And Mengi just plays the ball forward, and it's long now, looking for Adebayor. Ekdal is going to try and deal with this, and he does well just to head the ball back to James Trafford. And he holds the ball up and he plays the ball to Ekdal now. Ekdal, midway inside his own half of the field, gives it to Abdouni. Abdouni back to Al-Dakhil, and Abdouni's just trying to turn away from Mengi, but Mengi gets there first and shuts down Abdouni. And Abdouni's claiming the ball went out to play. The referee says no. It's a poor ball by Mengi in the end. Doherty having to work against Coutinho, and Coutinho gives the ball to Goodmanson, and he gives the ball then to Cullen to Lyle Foster, drops it back into his own half there to Darragh O'Shea. Darragh O'Shea plays the ball long, and Goodmanson is going to have to chase this one, but Amari Bell just gives it back to the goalkeeper Kaminsky, who clears it downfield. And it's picked up by Chong to Adebayo. Doherty. Oh, that's a poor ball by Doherty. Chong was looking to be set on his way there, but that's a poor ball, Luke.
Yeah, that's the second time that Chong's made a really decent run and Luton players have failed to find him. There's a run a couple of minutes ago on the other side where it's been run, nobody passed it. This time there was an effort made, but the execution was a bit small.
Well, the ball was played forward, looking for Amdouni, but sticking his foot in and getting it back to the goalkeeper there is Osho. Despite Burnley's attacking prowess in the second half, they're still losing the possession battle with Luton.
Seem to be having a few technical problems.
No, I'm still here, thank you. The ball is now with Ogbene, and Ogbene plays the ball there to Jordan Clark. Jordan Clark drops the ball back, and now he has the ball again. Jordan Clark, he plays the ball long, looking for Adebayo, and it's played forward now to, well, looking for Zeki Abdouni, but good work there by Mengi, just getting into the interception of that, stopping that pass going through, and now Ogbene now down the right-hand side for Luton. Ogbene drops the ball back here to Barkley. It's now back with Lakonga. Barkley down this side to Amari Bell. Amari Bell gives it to Ross Barkley. And he gives the ball to Ross Barkley again. Barkley, edge of the area, plays the ball forward, and he finds Lakonga just inside the D, centre of the park. And it's now with Chong. Chong tries to play the pass there, and that's a good clearance away there by Dara O'Shea. It's now back to Amari Bell. Amari Bell down the right-hand side to Doherty. Doherty's found it tough going with Vitinho down that left-hand side. But Doherty sets off Chong on his way. But across there is Dara O'Shea, who's shoved over by Chong, and it's going to be a free kick. And Luke, free kick, yes, that looked like a bit of a temper tantrum by Chong there.
Yeah, I think he's been a bit frustrated so far with the fact that he's not getting the ball in the areas that he's been asked to get them in. He probably feels like his team's not working with him here on the instructions he's been given, so he just takes it out on Burnley. That's not really how you're going to get the best out of them. You're just going to give away a free kick and the ball goes upfield.
Well, action on the Burnley bench as Connor Roberts is readying himself to come on, as that ball is played back to the goalkeeper Osho. Osho plays it back rather to Kaminski. And here is Mengi. Mengi plays the ball long. He's looking for Ogbena. It's won by Wilson Odegaard, who turns well and gives it to Brownhill. Brownhill has got options further forward for Burnley. Gives it to Zeki Abdouni. He's got Gudmundsson down this right-hand side. Gudmundsson crosses the ball into the back post, but it's away from Lyle Foster. Oh, that's a disappointing ball in by Gudmundsson. A better ball in, and Foster would have had a free header there, Luke.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that Gudmundsson's ball in there, because for me, I'd have wanted it to be a bit better, probably along the floor, like the rest of the balls have been in that move. But yeah, very, very surprising with that ball in from Gudmundsson there.
Right, we're also seeing Carlton Morris now come on for Luton, for Jordan Clark. There's a substitute there. We're still waiting to see who's coming on for Connor Roberts, but Carlton Morris is now on for Luton. And coming off for Burnley here is Gudmundsson for Connor Roberts. What's your thoughts on that one, Luke?
Probably gone to a back three with wing backs to match Luton up for the remaining 15 minutes, probably trying to be a bit more defensive, hold on to this 1-0 lead. Very dangerous strategy, but one that you'd probably hope that they've worked on in training.
Well, Carlton Morris also on for Luton for Jordan Clark. Johan Gudmundsson off for Connor Roberts. And here is here's Ross Barkley now for Luton. Gets shoved over in the centre circle. Burnley coming forward with Josh Brownhill, and he is fouled by Albert Sambi Lakonga just outside the centre circle. And Burnley players surrounding the referee protesting, perhaps suggesting that further action should be taken against Albert Sambi Lakonga. Well, it was a foul, but I don't think it warrants anything more than that. And the free kick is going to be taken with 15 minutes left in this game. And it's Josh Brownhill. Just gives the ball there to Vitinho. It's long forward looking for Dara O'Shea with a head. Brings it down to Foster with a shot. And it's right at the goalkeeper. Good effort. But right at the goalkeeper. And comfortable save in the end for Kaminsky. Just, I'll get your comment on that in a moment. Another comment in the comment section by Joe Smoke. Come on, Burnley. Well, Lyle Foster had a chance to make it 2 there, Luke.
Yeah, but there needs to be more curl and a bit more of a drive with that one. It was straight at the keeper, like you said, and that's the problem. If it's straight at the keeper, he's going to catch it. You got to get it away from the keeper and make it more difficult for him on that occasion.
Well, throw-in taken quickly by Connor Roberts, looking for Lyle Foster, but Amari Bell wins that battle and gives it to Osher, who returns it to the goalkeeper Kaminsky. It's back now with Osher. Osher plays the ball to Ross Barkley, just outside of his penalty area, and it's played forward to Alfie Doherty. Long ball forward, looking for Carlton Morris, who knocks the ball on for Chong. Chong under pressure there. Is he able to keep the ball in play? The referee said no, so it's going to be a throw-in to Burnley. As Chong looking frustrated at the moment, as I would say the rest of his Luton team is. Well, Vincent Kompany looking very calm right now. This will be a huge 3 points for Burnley if they can hang on to this, plus the double done over their relegation rivals. Here's Lyle Foster now, just inside his own half, and he plays the ball forward to Zeki Abdouni now. Down the left-hand side for Burnley. Overlapping is Coutinho. Can he get there? Oh, Abdouni's ball just had a bit too much on it. Should have done better there, Abdouni, Luke.
Yeah, the final balls from Burnley are starting to not make their desired targets. They're overhitting them, they're rushing it. It needs to calm down a little bit. They're the ones in the lead. It seems a little bit rushed.
Well, it's now with Amari Bell just inside his own half of the field. Amari Bell, long ball, looking there for Adebayo. Adebayo heads it down. Here's Ross Barkley with a chance. Oh, and he balloons it over the crossbar. Oh, that was an opportunity. That was Carlton Morris, in fact, not Ross Barkley. But that was a golden opportunity. That he had a lot of time there bringing that down. Oh, it's a poor finish, Luke.
Just got underneath it. I mean, how many times and how many games do I have to say it? Get over your shot if you're going to hit it towards goal. Especially when it's already in the air. Because if you get underneath it, you're just going to balloon it over the bar.
James Trafford, right-footed, downfield, headed on by Cullen. Run back by Chong. Chong just drops it back to Barkley. Barkley plays the ball forward there to Ogbene. Ogbene is just dispossessed there by Brownhill. Brownhill plays the ball forward and it's picked up there by Lyle Foster, and Abdouni now trying to nip inside. Good defending by Osho for Luton. And it's now with Alfie Doherty. Doherty just gives the ball there to Albert Sambi-Lokonga. Played forward, but Burnley managed to win the ball back with Dara O'Shea. Dara O'Shea under pressure though, and Albert Sambi-Lokonga was challenging there, and he goes down. The referee haven't given anything for that, so we're just going to see what's going on there. I'd like to have another look at that ideally. It's Albert Sambi-Lokonga putting Dara O'Shea under pressure. Well, it looks like Ekdal catches him there, Luke, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think we missed what you said there, Luke.
I said that there's nothing really in that. Ekdal just collides with him.
That's a throw in now, and we're going to see Coutinho just coming across here. Going to take that throw in right in front of Vincent Kompany. And it's about 6 yards inside the Burnley half. He steals a good 4 or 5 of those and launches it into the Luton half of the field. But Osho clears the ball. And it's picked up by Ogbene. Ogbene just trying to turn away from Josh Cullen. And it's now Chong for Luton. And he plays the ball here now to Amari Bell. Back to Chong. And it's now with, and it's offside on Doherty. And it's going to be a free kick for Burnley, which they've taken very quickly. And Odegaard storming down the right-hand side now. Chance for Burnley breaking forward. Odegaard, can he get into the penalty area and maybe get a shot away? Odegaard gets a shot away, but it's Kaminsky who makes a save. down to his left-hand side, and it's going to be a corner to Burnley.
Superb run by Odegaard there. He's looking really quality player for Burnley, to be honest. And he just didn't quite get the end product right.
Well, it's going to be a corner to Burnley. And just going to see who's going to go over there to take it. It's going to be Josh Brownhill. And he's going to outswing this. And it's not the best corner, but it's bouncing around in the penalty area and finally cleared by Carlton Morris, but launched back into the penalty area by James Trafford. And headed out, James Trafford right in the Luton half of the field there. Risky play by the England under-21 international, but it does give Burnley an extra bit of attacking flair that way. They can launch the ball back into the box much quicker. And here's Lyle Foster, who's penalised for fouling Amari Bell. As referee Tony Harrington. So I think what we'll do, Luke, when you're ready, just give your player of the match in the chat to Russ, our producer, and then I'll get you to announce it in about 7 minutes' time. Here's Chung. Chung to given to Alfie Doherty. To Ross Barkley, launches the ball in the area, looking for Carlton Morris. And cleared downfield there by James Trafford. Good work by him. He's really commanded his penalty area very, very well today. As action on the Burnley bench now, it looks like it's going to be 2 more substitutes coming on the field for Burnley. As that ball is out of play, we're just going to see who it is. It looks like it is Jacob Brun-Larsen and Mike Tressar. Looks like the ones that are coming on. Zeki Abdouni is coming off. No surprise there on that one. His goal is the difference between the two sides, however. As Mike Tressar and Jacob Brun-Larsen is going to come on for Burnley. We're just going to see who it is who is coming, the other substitute that's coming off. Abdouni there, Mike Tressar is on. Jacob Brun-Larsen was also there. Oh, and Wilson Odegaard is the other substitute who has come off for Burnley. So Odegaard and Abdouni are off. Tressar and Brun-Larsen are on, and also Luton appear to be readying their own substitution. Trying to keep up with everything. And just so you know, we've got another match tomorrow on the Commentary Hub. It's a West London derby. Chelsea versus Fulham tomorrow. Join us at 12:15 for that. We've got Ross in the presenter chair. Me and Luke are back in the commentary chair tomorrow. And also on Sunday for Everton versus Aston Villa. We are in the commentary chair again, the pair of us. And Russell also join us as presenter for that one too, as James Trafford clears the ball downfield. And it's with Ross Barkley now. Ross Barkley holds up the ball inside the centre circle. He gives it to Albert Sambi-Lokonga for Luton. And it's now to Doherty. Doherty again. Just drops the ball back there to Amari Bell. Amari Bell's got options available over there. Instead, he just drops the ball back to Osho. Osho plays the ball to Barkley. As a patient build-up by Luton here, Amari Bell plays the ball back to Barkley, to Chong, who gives the ball down to Lokonga, who gives it to Doherty. Doherty back to Lokonga. It's now with Chong. He's got 2 Burnley players around him, right on the corner of the penalty area on that left-hand side. He gives it to Sambi-Lokonga. And it's now with Osho. Midway inside the Burnley half of the field, he drops it back to Ogbene down the right-hand side. Ogbene, good challenge that time by Vitinho. Good work by him. He's had an excellent game today. And we're going to be naming the player of the match in about 2 minutes' time. Here's Doherty. Doherty slips it through to Chong. Chong tries to get the ball back off Carlton Morris, but that's well cleared away by Dakiel. Burnley still under pressure here. It's Barkley. Barkley lifts the ball into the penalty area looking for Adebayo. It goes up in the air and a bicycle kick attempt by Carlton Morris. and he's alleged to have fouled the defender there, Carlton Morris. He went for the bicycle kick, went for the spectacular. So referee and Ekdal trying to explain what was wrong with that. Yeah, almost caught Brownhill square in the head there, Luke.
Yeah, you can't do. If you're gonna do a bicycle kick and you catch somebody in the face, then you're gonna get a foul given against you for a high foot. It's just logical.
That change is now made. Albert Sambi-Lakonga has come off and Luke Berry has come on. So that is the third substitution for Luton in this game. And with 4 minutes to go, the next stoppage of play, Luke, I am going to ask you for your player of the match at the next stoppage of play. Rob Edwards trying to encourage his side to get back into this game. Everton, of course, will be delighted with this result. It's cleared downfield by James Trafford. And heads go up in the air. It's picked up by Chong. Chong tries to play the ball forward. Oh, Jacob Brun-Larsen was alongside him. Here is Brun-Larsen. And he's got another opportunity, Brun-Larsen, over the halfway line. He's got Lyle Foster down this right-hand side. Lyle Foster tried to play it off Amari Bell, but that's well worked by Amari Bell, who then plays it off Foster, and it's going to be a throw-in for Luton. So, Luke, why don't you give us your player of the match today?
Yeah, my player of the match is James Trafford. He's made some crucial saves, has caught the ball well and punched well, and so far he's kept Luton at bay. So my player of the match is James Trafford.
Okay, so the player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to Burnley's number 1, James Trafford. And Trafford just holding up the ball there now. And he clears it right-footed downfield. And it's picked up by Connor Roberts and downfield. Launched back into the Burnley half again, this time by Amari Bell, and it's now picked up by Ross Barkley right on the halfway line. Barkley just turning away there from the number 24, Josh Cullen. He gives the ball there to Chong. Chong plays the ball down this left-hand side to Doherty. Doherty over by the touchline, left-hand side now. He pulled back, given to Amari Bell. Amari Bell launches the ball in towards the back post. Up comes Trafford. Oh, he drops it for a moment, but collects it at the second time of asking and releases a good ball there to Lyle Foster. Burnley now. Let's see if they can catch Luton on the break. Lyle Foster has got Oshie around him. Nipping in there to win the ball back there was Luke Berry. Good work by the substitute. And it's won back again, this time by Carlton Morris. Gives the ball there to Chong, right across the middle of the park. Down to the left-hand side here is Doherty. They're claiming offside. And the official's flag does eventually go up. And it's going to be a free kick for Burnley. And we now wait and see how long Craig Pawson is going to add on in terms of stoppages. It's always as good a thing as to bet on as anything, Luke. How long do you think he's going to add on?
About 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, Vincent Kompany looks very relaxed, and well he might. I don't really think Luton have really threatened that much in the second half, to be honest with you, Luke. Not in my opinion, anyway.
No, they've been fairly toothless in the whole game, to be honest. Burnley have looked definitely the more dangerous in this game.
Well, Burnley are also ready in Jay Rodriguez at the moment. It's the ball is played forward, looking for Jacob Brun-Larsen. Ball goes out of play, and it's going to be a free kick. And it's now with Ross Barkley for Luton Town. And Ross Barkley brings the ball towards the halfway line, and options available. As he gives the ball to Osha. Osha plays the ball long over the halfway line. And there's a foul there of Brownhill, and it's going to be a free kick to Burnley. Foul by Luke Berry, and there's going to be 5 minutes stoppage time. 5 minutes stoppage time given by Craig Pawson. And I don't think Vincent Kompany agrees. A little bit higher than what you suggested, Luke. I think 5 minutes is okay, in fairness.
Yeah, a minute off what I said, probably about right. I just guessed.
Well, the free kick is going to be taken by the player of the match, James Trafford, launched into the Luton half of the field, and it's picked up by Brun Larson. Brun Larson, good work by him, scored against Luton in the first match, but is alleged to have fouled Luke Berry that time, and now Luton can break away now with Amari Bell over the halfway line, gives the ball to Doherty. Doherty drops it back to Bell. Bell gives the ball there to Ross Barkley, just trying to turn away from Jacob Brun Larson. He gives the ball out to Amari Bell, back to Chong and back to Barkley. Barkley goes long, looking for Ogbene there, but that's a good header by Vitinho, who himself has had an excellent game today. And it's now with Ross Barkley. Barkley down to Alfie Doherty, down this left-hand side. Doherty swings across towards the edge of the area, headed out by Al Dakhil, but only as far as Mengi, and it's played into the penalty area, but cleared away again. And here's Amari Bell down to the left-hand side to Doherty. Doherty gets a cross in, coming up there. Oh, and it's a goal! It's turned into the net by Carlton Morris. Is that going to stand? It appears so. It looked like there might have been a foul on James Trafford to begin with, but it's a goal, and you can see the players surrounding the referee, the Burnley players, and they're not happy with this one bit. Carlton Morris gets a header. It looks like James Trafford goes down. Craig Bellamy and Vincent Kompany surrounding Craig Pawson, and I'm not sure what's gone on here, whether it's been given or not yet. Let's take a look first of all at this, and we'll get Luke's comment in a minute. It's Alfie Doherty who swings the ball in. Trafford comes fairly early. He seems to just run into Adebayo. I'm not so sure if that's a foul or not, Luke. It's being looked at by VAR. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, Adebayo turned his back into Trafford as he's about to go up for the ball. I think this is a foul. He knocks into him. That's the thing. He knocks into him and creates the opportunity for Morris to head that ball into the net. So he's clearly going towards Morris, and Adebayo obscuring him from view. So I'd say that that's a foul.
Well, we'll wait and see what VAR say. I agree with you, actually. I do see him turn now. From this angle, you see him turn and sort of back into Trafford, don't you? So I would agree with you. I think that's a foul. I would agree with you on that. You see him just... This is a really good angle to look at it. But the angle they're looking at it now is a really good angle to look at it. And for me, that's a foul. But they're still looking at it, and we may get Tony Harrington. Can we have one game where we don't have VAR involved? Just one. But looking at this, I think that's definitely a foul. But we're going to see what is the official given here. If not... Oh, they've given the goal. Oh, they've given the goal. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, that's going to upset many a Burnley fan I could think of right now. That is, well, I think Burnley have been perhaps a little unlucky here.
I am absolutely gobsmacked. If you're not giving that as a foul, then he turns into it. He does not knock. Trevor does not knock into Adebayo. Adebayo turns himself and obstructs Trafford's way to the ball. I am sorry, but that is a foul.
Yeah, that's a foul for me too. It's obvious what happens there when you look at it from that angle as well. Russ seems to think Trafford knocks into Adebayo, but I think you're outvoted 2-1 on this one, Russ. The ball is played by James Trafford outfield, but a goal on the 92nd minute for Luton Town means that it's 1-1, and well, that is, I think Burnley can count themselves as being quite unlucky with that. Throw-in taken forward there by Mengi, and it goes out of play. Ekdal has just come off for Burnley, and Jack Cork has come on for the Clarets. So Cork comes on for Ekdal as we are 1-1 here. And, well, It's Carlton Morris's goal, the substitute. He's got the ball now. He plays the ball forward, looking for Adebayo. Adebayo just trying to get ahead of Jack Cork, but that's good work. And there is a foul in there as well, and it's going to be a free kick. Also, Russ has mentioned that James Trafford was booked for his protest, he's told. I haven't seen a yellow card showing yet anywhere, Russ, but we'll go with that for the moment. I don't see that as of yet, but if that's the case, all right. Thanks for letting us know, because I didn't see that. It's played forward by Connor Roberts now, looking for Lyle Foster. Lyle Foster, and cutting across, making the challenge there is Osho, and then finally cleared by Mengi. Down into the Burnley half of the field, and just defending that well is Jack Cork, but it's actually offside. It's going to be a free kick for Burnley, as we have now played 6.5 minutes now. I suspect we'll play a few more yet before the referee blows full time, because that VAR check was a long one, and in my opinion they didn't come up with the right thing. Well, I guess I'm not entirely surprised. We've seen it so many times when the wrong decision has been reached, and I think this is another one of them incidents. And here's Darragh O'Shea for Burnley. Russ has confirmed the booking for James Trafford happened when the replays of the goal were being shown. I'll mark that down as a booking. Thanks, Russ, for that. Here's Brun Larson now for Burnley. Down the right hand side. Just gets away from the defender there. He pulls it back to Connor Roberts. Roberts launches the ball in the box, but that's too close to the goalkeeper, Kaminski. And a comfortable save in the end for Kaminski, Luke.
Yeah, pretty poor ball into the box, and okay playing for Kaminski. Wasn't too much trouble for him though.
Well, we've now gone into the 8th minutes of stoppage time. They're just about ready to blow up here, surely. Kaminski's taking his time now. I think they're going to be quite happy with a point, as that's cleared downfield by Kaminski. And that's it. That's a full-time whistle. It finishes 1-1. Well, Luke, a 92nd minute equaliser by Carlton Morris from what appeared to be a foul on James Trafford. Left Morris with a simple header to head the ball in. It's 2 points dropped for Burnley. Not the first time this season they've done this. But for Luton, it's a vital point gained. And full time here, we'll get Luke's perspective in a moment. It's Burnley 1, Luton 1. And what's your full time assessment, Luke?
Well, Luton have just got lucky. I mean, for the whole game, Burnley have been on top. They scored the goal in the first half. Foster, Odebert, and the two in the midfield, Brownhill and Cullen, were brilliant today. James Trafford was absolutely amazing. Luton were off the pace for the majority of the game. They just seem to not have the quality around the box to really challenge for a goal. And then Adebayo blocks off James Trafford, and Carlton Morris heads in. I mean, these things happen in games. I think VAR have made a mistake again, but are we surprised?
Not really. Well, just before we leave, let's just announce what's coming up on the show, starting with tomorrow. We have the West London Derby, and that is Chelsea versus Fulham. Join us at 12:15 for that. I'm in the commentary booth with that one, with Luke Turton as the co-commentator, and also we have Russ Vernon in the presenter chair for that one. On Sunday at 2 p.m, we have Everton versus Aston Villa, another relegation vital match for Everton. They'll certainly feel a bit more comfortable with Luton only managing a point today. Join me and Luke for that one. Russ will also be in the commentary chair as well. Joe Smoke said, great stuff, guys. Thanks very much, Joe. Sorry the result didn't go that way. I know you're a Burnley fan. It ends here 1-1, and please join us tomorrow and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye for now.